Well, welcome to Bourbon Writers. In tonight's first pour series, we're going to talk about this Redwood Empire, the pipe dream in particular. Now, you might say, well, Mike, didn't you already do a first pour about that? Yes, I did. Because it's not this pipe dream, it's this pipe dream. You know, I did do a video a while back about the pipe dream. We didn't have our ranking system or recommendation system back then, but you know, I thought it was a good bourbon. It was a little high in the rye content for me, but I still liked it. I thought it had a lot of potential, and it's been a good while since I've had it, so cheers. We're going to try the regular pipe dream first. Pretty much as I remember it. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it, a lot of spice, a lot of flavor, and for only, was it 90 proof? Yeah, it definitely tastes like it's got some kick to it. It is a well-rounded bourbon, a little higher in the rye profile than I like, but I still thought this is a good bourbon. Well, ever since the Cask strength came out, I've been trying to find it, and it's now getting into late June and just now seeing it on the shelves. In fact, I was over in Doraville this afternoon and stopping by one of my regular places I like to shop, Tower Wine and Spirits, and they had like a whole case of this up on the counter, no price or anything, and this was like $20 cheaper than I've seen it anywhere else. So I said, yeah, I'll buy it right now. So we're doing a first pour on the same day I bought it. That's kind of unusual, but I wanted to get this out there. So it's a very nice label. It's, you know, it's virtually the same bottle, and you can pick up it at a distance because of the dark label. And it says on the front, it's basically the same thing it says on the other one, except this says Cask strength, and on the back, it tells you proof 116.8. The mash bill is 70% corn, 20% rye, 4.5% malted barley, and 1.5% wheat. So it's a 4-grain. Now, the 20% could be reduced down a little bit. I might like a little more malted barley, maybe some more wheat and less rye, but it is what it is, and I still have high hopes for it. So it also says that it's uncut and unfiltered, experienced pipe dream straight from the barrel in this limited edition Cask strength offering, aged for a minimum of 4 years in the temperate climate of the Northern California coast. Explore new heights of Redwood Empire's craft. Well, that sounds interesting. And it pretty much says similar things on the website. If you go to, Redwood Empire, redwoodempirewhiskey.com. So we're going to put this off to the side a little bit. And yes, the studio is still under renovation. That's why we're here in the temporary studio, my dining room. So, now that we've learned a little bit about this fine bourbon, we need to see what kind of pop it's got, right? So we've already taken the plastic off and see what kind of pop we get. Oh, that was a nice pop. I mean, loud. Wow. And pretty much the same topper as the other one, although I think, no, that's looks like natural cork. I always like when they used a natural cork. I'm an old guy. I remember fishing with cork. I just think cork's cool. I like it when they use a natural cork. Wow. It definitely has some strong aroma to it. Okay, well, let's see if we can get some chugging going on here. Some nice chugging, a nice pour. Put that off to the side there. These bottles are tall. I have to remember when I'm rebuilding my shelves to make sure I measure for the Redwood Empire, because they're some of the tallest bottles I have. But it's a beautiful amber. Got a little bit of a reddish hue to it. And yeah, it's got some nice legs going there, so it's got a good film. So, what does the nose think? Oh, that is a rich smell. What is that? That's definitely, and I say molasses all the time. This is more like a dark molasses. Very dark. Wow, that is very nice. I mean, it is definitely a, dark fruit, molasses kind of aroma. It's very nice. Well, can't wait any longer. Cheers. What a difference between the two. I mean, it's like several of the bourbons I have, that the taste, the flavor, the intensity, the richness, the mouthfeel is just all multiplied when you get it in a cask strength. I can't always say that. Not all cask strengths are great. I have a couple of cask strengths that I just don't care for that much. Most of the cask strengths that I bought that are kind of a version of a 90 or 100 proof are usually better and are like this, where the flavor is just more intense. It's more rich. It's got more of a velvety taste to it. It's without the added water. It's to me, it's what the master distiller meant it to be. So what am I getting in there? I'm getting a real burst of baking spice right on the front, and then I get that just really creamy molasses and dark fruit coming across. It's just the right sweetness. It definitely tastes sweeter than the regular pipe dream, and it just coats the palate, and then goes back into a light spice with a little bit of pepper, kind of a white pepper finish that lasts. I mean, the coating that you get on the palate goes right into the finish. The sweetness goes away first. The fruit stays a little bit longer. The spice stays a little bit longer. It's perfect. I mean, it's a very, very good finish. Better than the standard pipe dream. And I think that's because the intensity of the flavors coming and what you're left with it. It's good. Well, let's take one more sip and we'll go to our final thoughts. Final thoughts. This is a very rich and spicy bourbon. And normally I would tell you, well, I don't like spicy bourbons. I like this spicy bourbon. I like the Elijah Craig barrel proof. It also has some spice to it. I like the Widow Jane Decadence. Definitely has spice going with that. So it's not that I don't like spice. I like the balance of sweetness, fruitiness, and spice. And I can tell you that this Redwood Empire Pipe Dream Cask Strength has the right balance of sweetness, spice, and proof. It's near perfect. It's absolutely terrific. I like it better than the Elijah Craig. I'm going to have to put it against some of my other cask strength bourbons. It could be one of my favorites. It's definitely in my top 5 now of cask strength. I know that without question. This stuff is good. It is a little spicy. It is a little proofy. But it is complex and it is delicious. Wow. So if you see this on your shelf, and that gets us to our recommendation system. I'm getting ahead of myself. We have a 5-tier recommendation system. If you've not watched the show before, levels 1 through 5, 1 being the highest, 1 saying, stop the video, go now and get the bourbon because it may not be there tomorrow. in some cases, this is a limited release. So yeah, it may not be in your, if you see it today in the store, it may not be there tomorrow. That's a possibility. But I'm not rating it a number 1. I'm rating it a 2 with this condition. Be watchful of what you're paying for the cask strength Redwoods, because I've seen them at a lot of variety in price, as some bourbons I've seen, and we've talked about this on the show before, that you're probably going to pay $70 to $80 for this bottle. And I will tell you it's worth it. So, price in your area may differ from the price in mine. I paid $69.99, and that was the best price I've seen in town. And I passed up at least 3 other instances or 3 other occasions to buy this, because I thought, I'm going to look around a little bit. So even though it might be that's what our level 3 is, right? I'm telling you, this is a solid level 2. Because it's a limited release, it should be your next purchase. Just be mindful, if you think they're charging too much, I am seeing this in select stores. It's not going to be everywhere, but maybe go check out another place too. Maybe call your favorite bottle shop proprietor and ask them if they have it. It's definitely worth the $70 to $80 in a price range. So, absolute strong level 2. If I thought it wasn't going to be here tomorrow, I would have made it a level 1. But I think it'll be here, and I think it'll be here for several months to come. It is definitely a bourbon that you want to add to your collection. So, please like this video and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And we're always doing new stuff at Bourbon Writers, and even though our studio is down for the moment, wait till you see what it looks like when it comes back. We're going to try to have as many bourbons behind me as we can, so you can see what I'm doing and what I'm tasting, and you can tell me what I should be tasting next. So, please always drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and get you some good cask strength bourbon. See you next time.